Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is back to a game of Star Wars Armada. We're going to start with the Rebel Alliance. We have a medium transport with CommsNet. The CommsNet allows me to give other ships tokens as long as they're at distance 1 to 5. We have a CR-90 Corvette with Admiral Akbar. Akbar says, when you only shoot out your sides, add 2 red dice. Tantive 4 says, you can give other people your command tokens. You know, before you gain a command token. Oh, so I can actually give other people tokens and I not lose mine. I think. Never mind, that's probably not right. And then we have a MC-80 assault cruiser. This has the Mon Calamari Exodus fleet, which says if I can exhaust this card on a friendly ship and I can gain 2 engineering tokens. 2 engineering points. Electronic Countermeasure says I can use one of my defense tokens that has been covered by an accuracy. Medical Team says I can discard a face-up damage card that has the crew trait. Major Derlin says exhaust this card and ignore 1 point of damage. Projection Expert says I can spend 2 of my engineering to move shields from my ship to another ship. Quad Battery Turret says if you're moving faster than me, I can throw a blue die at you. Leading Shot says that I can spend a blue die and reroll as many dice in my attack pool as I want to.
You did that one.
I did. Then we have Mon Calamari fleet on the other Mon Calamari, MC-80 assault cruiser. Has to be 3 away from the other objectives. And then we have Strategic Advisor. That allows me to exhaust this card and pretend a ship activated during my turn. And then we have Electronic Countermeasures, which I've already explained, along with Quad Battery Turrets and Leading Shots. So now we're going to go to Advanced Projectors. It says whenever I do a redirect, I can pick any of my hull zones and I can use more than 1, which means I can exhaust the other. Oh, let's say he shoots me in the rear. I can exhaust 12 shield before I have to take damage, because I can suffer it on non-adjacent hull zones, and it can happen on more than 1. So that's really cool. Now we have the Empire over there. So I'm gonna put this. Yeah, here seems good. No. There. Yep, gonna put it over there. That's the other objective token. We are doing SensorNet again. I say again because we actually just played a game called SensorNet. After setting obstacles, the players alternate placing a total number of 4 objective tokens in the setup area. They have to be distance 3 away from each other and distance 5 from table edges. You can place your first ship. When a ship reveals a command dial, if it is at distance 1, the owner gains a victory token. The opponent gets to move that token. Now, whether you're first player, if you're first player, you get to move it to distance 1 to 2. If you're second player, you can move it up to distance 4. So that's pretty neat. We're going to have this guy be right here. And you're going to set fighters. I'm going to set this. My transports are at speed 2. We're going to go over to the Empire list here real quick. We have 1 TIE Fighter Squadron with Swarm, which allows you to reroll 1 die when you're engaged with other fighters. So whenever you have friendly fighters engaged with the fighters you're shooting at. We have a Saber Squadron Interceptor, which is Snipe 4 and Swarm. Snipe 4 says you can shoot at other fighters when they are distance 2 or more away from you. If they're inside of distance 2, you can shoot them with those 4 dice. Lots of talking today. Goes anti-cruisers, which have CommsNet, which is a token farm I explained earlier, and Taskmaster Grunt, which allows you to, after deploying fleets, he's going to pick break stuff. Concentrated fire. Place one command token on this card. When you reveal a command matching that token, you may gain one command token without spending the command dial. Alright, then we have an Arquitens Fighter, a light cruiser. It has lots of red dice, but it only adjusts its yaw at the end of its movement. We have a Gladiator class Star Destroyer, which is a demolisher, which allows you to shoot after you move. Engine Techs, which says you execute a speed 1 maneuver at the end of your move, but you have to expend a maneuver. There's also ATP, also known as Assault Proton Torpedoes. If you roll a black crit, you deal 1 face-up damage card to the opponent, even through their shields. And then we have the infamous Imperial Star Destroyer. I'm going to move this to block some of that light. There we go. Perfect. Almost. Still some glare. Alright. This is one of the new ones. This is a... How do you pronounce this? Simoon? This is a Simoon 1 refit, which throws 5 red dice out of its front arc, but only 2 blue dice. So a sacrifice of 1 die, but you get a red die in place of it. So from a standard ISD, you swap 1 blue die for 2 blue dice for 1 more red die. Has 3 blue dice out its sides with 1 red, and 2 blue dice out of its rear with 1 red. Minister Tua allows the electronic countermeasures to show up on an ISD. Gunnery Team, which allows you to shoot twice. Avenger, which does not, if you choose to exhaust the card, the opponent cannot use exhausted defense tokens. Darth Vader is the Admiral. He says that you can you can exhaust one of your defense tokens and reroll any number of dice in your attack pool. Intensify Firepower. At the start of the phase, you may discard this card or spend a... what is that called? Concentrate Fire Token. If you do, until the end of the round, while each friendly ship is attacking a ship, it may change 1 die to a face with a hit icon and no other icons. So you roll a blank, nope, it's actually a hit. And then we have heavy turbo laser turrets, which is going to mess up brace tokens. So if you only use brace, it works as normal. But if you use brace and other things, brace only reduces the total by 1. And then we have the X-17 turbo lasers. This messes up redirect tokens. This says if you use a redirect token, it can only take away 1 damage to an adjacent hull zone, or to a hull zone. Doesn't have to be an adjacent, like with my advanced projector ship over there. And that is the 375 point list. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Ooh, look, pretty dice. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of turn 1. The Imperial side is moving across the table, and the Rebel side looks like it's not. However, the transports and the Corvette both moved. However, both of the Moncals have gone down to speed 0. Something I've never done before, which has caught Josh completely off guard. He said dirty things. Not like nice dirty things either. He called me names. Now, my name is Andrew.
You stiff spit.
Now he's saying words that I'm not convinced are actually words. But he's going to get, I think, 1, maybe 2 tokens. And then I'm going to move them towards me, and then maybe I'll get them next turn. So he's moving his fighters at the end of turn 1. And yeah, that was uneventful and confusing to Josh, which is amazing for me. Alright folks, this is the bottom of turn 2, and the party is on this side. The Moncal cruisers have moved. I wanted to have this guy also bank, but those guys are in the way, so we decided not to do that. Akbar is in trouble now, assuming Josh doesn't roll a bunch of blanks, but we'll see about that. Yeah, so far this is working out fairly well until I lose Akbar here in a moment. Some damage has been dealt to the Gladiator. He has no shields on either of his sides. He's down to 1 shield in front. So we've dealt 2, 4, 6 damage to the Gladiator, all in shields. Last turn the Empire got 1 token. But that's been it so far. I'm not so sure that the Rebels are going to get any tokens, and I'm just going to move all the tokens away from Empire. So, yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But this is going to be either neat or not neat. We'll see. Okay, well that was painful. Opening salvo from that ship right there. So he spent the token so that way he has overwhelming firepower. Intensify firepower. He has a, what is it? Concentrate fire. He normally rolls 5 red dice and 2 blue dice. Concentrate fire added a 6th red die. Darth Vader allowed him to spend his containment to re-roll dice. And then he rolled 8 hits. And then I made you re-roll the... No, technically you had 9 hit results.
No, I had... Well, yeah, I changed it.
You had 9 hit results. I made you re-roll the double down to a blank.
It was a blank, yeah.
And he still kills me because he's got turbo lasers that says I can only redirect for 1. So I spend my redirect, 1 shield goes away from my front, 2 shields go away from my side, that's 3 of the damage soaked. He dealt just enough to go through all of my hull points. And he has killed Admiral Akbar before I get to really make use of him. So that part sucked.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Alright folks, from the front arc of this guy, he just dealt 4 hits and a redirect, 4 hits and an accuracy on the Gladiator.
5?
I take 1. On number 5, yep. So that covered his brace, took out the remaining shield, and then did 4 damage to his hull, and then I ran into him because I'm moving at speed 1 and he was in the way. So that's the Gladiator. Now it's time for me to shoot out my side, the big guy. It's the bottom of turn 3.
And we're about to start 4.
Okay, bottom of turn 3. Yeah, we got the Gladiator. We've bloodied the nose of the Imperial Star Destroyer. Basically going to ignore the Gozantes and the fighters. And gonna smoke an Architans here soon. But, yeah, we lost Akbar. That sucked. That was unfun. But the Demolisher going out. Yeah, Demolisher going out this turn really put a dampener on what the Empire is going to be able to do the rest of the game. Especially since the ISD isn't going anywhere for a while. So, yeah, let's begin turn 3. I misspoke at the last one. This is the beginning of turn 4. We'll see at the end. So the shooting phase dealt 4 damage to number 11. And then he ran it over for the 8th point of damage. So, this guy dies and the ISD doesn't go anywhere. So now it's just up to number 5 and medium transports. Yeah, we'll see how well that goes. Alright. I guess fire away. Alright, so he killed my medium transports with the Architan's light cruiser because he's mean. And I didn't get to use scatter because he rolled the one... what is it? The one accuracy that he needed to be able to do it. So, yeah. Oh, and he can't, like, that red objective you see right there just got moved there. So he's trying to park on top of it, but I'm in the way. But we'll each take a damage, and then you'll die? No. You're taking 1 damage so far? And the ISD has taken 4 damage, and I have taken 1. So that part kind of sucks. But this is bottom of turn 4.
Oh wait, no, I'm already at speed 2.
Josh, what turn is this?
This is turn 4 right now.
This is turn 4. This is bottom of turn 4. On to turn 5. Alright, this is the top of turn 5.
Yes.
Top of turn 5. So those stupid fighters just shaved 2 shields off of my Moncal. I have 4 on my front, 3 on my left, 2 on my right, 1 on my rear. I have an Architan's fighter right there. Excuse me, an Architan's light cruiser with 1 damage on it, and an ISD with no shields at all.
No shields at all.
No shields at all, but he's taken 4 damage. And he probably doesn't have engineering. He probably just has shoot the Moncal ready to go for the rest of the game. Yeah, this is difficult. We'll see how it goes. For the first time and forever. The Moncal killed the Architans. We hit the kneecap of your ISD. We dealt him a damage that says that he can't recover shields on sides that don't already have shields, so he can only put shields on his front. But I don't think I'm going to get to kill it, because I'm going to move, and then I can't shoot at things that are obstructed. Oh, that's what I should have done. Just got rid of that card. Oh well. Being the only ship on the table, my turn goes really fast. And now the Gazantes still have to do things. It doesn't have shots. Where's it going to go, Josh? It's going to hand that a token, so he can be a dick next turn. And by a dick, I mean use his upgrade cards effectively and be really mean. I'm just hoping that one of these things is going to, like, fly off the table. That would just be splendiferous. But it's not going to happen, so. Alright, folks, we'll see you at the exciting parts of turn 6 or the end of turn 6, whichever one happens first. Alright, so this is turn 5 or is this turn 6?
This is the end. This is 6.
This is 6, okay. So the ISD, I needed to deal 7 points of damage at the beginning of this turn.
Got everything because of that.
Right, but during the side attack I did 3? No, I did
4. You got a lot. I don't know.
I did 4 points of damage from the side attack. Then I shot out my rear, and I did 3 more points of damage.
The crit, you got the crit.
The crit that I needed was the double damage, the thing that he's gotten on me every game that we've played. With the
But no, the side attack you can't spend exhausted defense tokens, which got you the game.
So the crit that I got from the first one was you can't spend exhausted defense tokens. He used the brace to get to that point, and then I rolled 3 damage. After spending a blue accuracy to reroll a red blank, because I have leading shots. But because the only things he had left on the table were Gozantes and fighters, he's considered tabled, because Gozantes don't count as ships. They count as fighters when we resolve that part. So, are you counted as 400 loss? So 400 was what he lost, and I lost 200. Which one is that? That's number 5. Number 5 is worth 146 points, so I lost 234 points. That's wrong.
Math harder, Andrew.
254 points, my bad. So 254 points to, you know what, I'm just going to write it down like I did last time. Where'd my pen go? There it is. So, let's see if I can do this right this time. This is game 2. I gotta quit putting holes in this paper. So the Empire killed 400 minus 146. So we decided that was 4 makes 10, 5, 9, 10, 2. So 254 points the Empire destroyed, and he got 2 objectives, so that's 30 points. The Rebels killed 400, but only got 1 objective, so that is 415 to 284. That is a difference of a bunch. It was a difference of more than last time. 284, not 482. Whatever else I was trying to write there. So that's a 1. 41 minus 28 is 13. So 131. I stand corrected. Still an 8-3.
What did you beat me by?
131.
No, it's a 7-4.
7-4.
You're 9 points short.
Darn it. 7 to 4. This is a rebel victory. Or a terrorist attack? I'm sorry, we shouldn't joke about terrorist attacks. But this is a game about space fantasy stuff, and the good guys are the bad guys, depending on how you think about it. So, yes, you are. Alright, so this was a 1 victory night for Josh and 1 victory night for Andrew. I mean, Rebecca, whatever my name is on the internet. Anyway, we had lots of fun. It's late. We probably should have wrapped this up about 3 hours ago. But we're having fun, so I think it's worth it. Alright, game on, game fans.